Hey everybody, Jill is out of town for a few days, so I figured I would maybe film a video blog here. Instead of making it boring, just sitting at the house or on the rooftop, I'm going to go to a couple places around Sunchang and film on site. So hopefully this all works out. If not, we'll make it do somehow. Welcome back to Korea. I'm here on January 31st, which is the Lunar New Year. So the town's kind of dead this morning. There's not much going on. So I thought I'd go around and film some things around town while I talk. Get a little catch up to what we've been up to. The last video we made was months ago, it seems. And the last vlog was Jill's, I believe, just after Christmas. So, I mean, we've been away for a while. We've just been really busy. Back home, I know there's downtime during the winter months in the school year. It's kind of a little opposite here. They're not really in session, but we do camps the whole time, it seems, with a little breaks here and there. So we'll get to that. But really, there's not much to talk about today other than just getting caught up to what we've been up to. Jill's actually out of town right now for 3 or 4 days. She's up in Seoul visiting Stephanie Hoagie, who is in town. She is now working at KIS, Korea International School in Seoul, for her student teaching. So it was a nice change of pace to see someone from back home. Joe and I spent a few days going up to Seoul. We met up with our friend Dan for dinner. It was really great. And then we went to the airport, picked up Hoagie, got back here to Sunchang, and Jill has gone back up to spend a few days with Stephanie in Seoul to show her around some of the places that we've found in the last 6 months, which isn't much, but we know a little bit more than she does at this point. In a few weeks, I'm sure she'll know way more about Seoul than we could imagine, but at the time, that's what we've got going. So I'm home alone. Like I said, camps, winter camps is something that they do here in Korea. We have camps back home, summer camps and things, but here it's a little different. The camps are pretty much classes, only for more of an extended period of time. I just wrapped up my winter camp where I was with my 3rd through 6th graders for 2 hours every day in separate classes, so it took a toll. Jill's camp was only for, I believe, kindergarten, so it wasn't nearly as bad on her, but it's good to be done. I have a few days off, Thursday and Friday, so today's Friday. Up until Monday, I go back with my kindergarten through 2nd grade, so it should be a busy February. That's all for the bridge. We're going to go to our next location here in a few moments. See you there. So here we are outside of Oakjin Elementary School. This is my school right here. I came here on a day off, of course, so everything's locked up and no one's here. As I said before, today is the New Year's here. It's the lunar calendar New Year, New Year's Day to be precise. In Korea, just like a lot of the Asian countries, we'll use the lunar calendar as opposed to the calendar that you'd see used in America. So yeah, today would be the first day of the new year. I think it's Year of the Horse, to be exact. Could be guessing there. But getting back to what I said before, camp just got through here. This is where I spent all my days when I'm in school, out of school. Seems like we're always here for something, just planning and working with the students. Camp was a really fun time. I themed everything off of Pixar movies. So to end each little section, we took the time to actually watch the movies, which was really fun. But that's really about it for camp. When it comes down to the school itself, every talk scholar, like Jill and myself, are assigned one mentor teacher, someone who works at the school who can kind of guide us or help us if we need help. Normally they're the ones who speak the most English. They don't always choose to have this job, but it is kind of thrown at them. So some are a lot better than others. Jill's mentor teacher, Soo-young, is amazing. She's been nothing but great. She helps us every step of the way. She helped us with our phones, with any problems we had. She's driven us to Jeonju, 45-minute drive, just so Jill could use the doctor once. She's just awesome and helpful. My mentor teacher, Minsa, she's a little younger. We don't really see her outside of my school ever. to put it nicely, she's not always the greatest help. She's very unorganized, and I don't think she wanted the job in the first place. But I'm almost through with that. Here in Korea, every 5 years, the teachers are forced to change schools. They don't really get a say in this. They can request some schools, and my mentor teacher as well as Jill's are both at their 5-year limit. So they will both be transferring schools at the end of this month. Jill's, we already know, is going to a school here in town, so she'll still be around. I mean, they'll stay in the area. But we really don't know much about who our mentor teachers will be and who the English teachers at our school will be, for that matter. I believe mine will be a gentleman who already works at my school. He's really nice, so hopefully he becomes my mentor teacher as well. Jill's, we really aren't sure about yet. But it's just something different here in Korea, how they do change schools every 5 years. So it does kind of show why we do play the volleyball games as a group and why we go out to dinner and have drinks together as a group. It's because they're always trying to rebuild the friendship and the camaraderie amongst the staff, since it is always changing. But it's kind of a unique thing. It keeps everything fresh in the schools, I suppose, but they don't get a say on where they teach. Jill's mentor teacher, Young, is an amazing English teacher. Everyone in the province knows how awesome she is. And there's a potential that she'll go to the new school and won't teach English. It just is how the system works. And that would be just a shame, because she's amazing. So that's just something that they kind of have to deal with here. So that's just a view into the life of us here as Talk Scholars. And that's probably the last thing we'll say here at Oakton Elementary School. And we'll move on to the next stop. So the last stop was kind of hard to hear. I was over by a golf course, driving range here in town. And I just stopped there on the way to the next location, which is actually up here. So let's head on up. So here we are, halfway up the hill that I guess some of the foreigners we've started just calling Pagoda Hill, because there's 2 pagodas up here. It's the small one on the outside of town. Behind me is actually all of Sunchang. We live right over here by that red and white building, kind of. It's a pretty small town. We live by every building behind us. It's about a 10-minute walk everywhere. But as I was saying before, went golfing the other day with some of the guys here in town. And Joe and I really can't say enough for how much we appreciate all of the other foreigners here in town and how welcoming and how awesome they've been to us. Unfortunately, as with most jobs and anything else we do, a lot of them are taking off here at the end of February for new jobs, and just their contracts are done and they're going home. It's kind of sad to think about, but of the 12 foreigners here in town, 5 or 6 are no longer teaching here. But when it comes down to it, we're losing some of our closer friends here in town. 2 will be heading to the States on a trip, and then they'll be coming back to Southeast Asia. And fortunately, Michelle just got a job here in Korea, so they're not leaving the country. So we won't be losing them completely, which is great. Brian, however, is a great friend of ours. He'll be heading, big bird right there. He'll be heading to England for a while, and then I guess Southeast Asia first, down by Vietnam and Laos area. He'll be gone for a full year, and then I believe he plans to come back to Korea. Who knows where Joe and I will be at that time, so this might be the last time we see him here in Korea, but it won't be the last time we cross paths, that's for sure. But I'm sure we'll touch on this as the time gets closer, but we couldn't be more thankful for the expats here in Sunchang. They've been nothing but amazing, and without them, I don't know if Joe and I would have made it this far, this comfortably. They've been nothing but amazing, and we'll miss you guys if you're watching this. But on a brighter note, like I said, it's the new year today, so Happy New Year. You'll notice all the roads are actually busy today because of that. Normally, there's nobody in this town ever. Even on the hike up here, I've crossed 3 different people coming up to see the pagoda for the new year. Sorry for rambling here, I'm just kind of shooting everything off the top of my head here at these stops. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about, and that's an actual side job that I've gotten for the upcoming month here. But I will talk about that at the last stop on our trip. So until then. Oh, and one more random thing. If you haven't noticed, I took my jacket off because it's actually quite warm all of a sudden. I feel sorry for you guys back in that Arctic horrible mess of the Midwest there. Hopefully everything gets better for you guys soon. It was cold here for a little while, but obviously I'm in a t-shirt right now and I'm sweating, so sorry. On my way to the second mountain, I was going to go up and do my last shot up there. As with all things, I had to learn to be a little flexible here in Korea. Got a flat tire on my bike. So on my way home, I stopped at the closest building I could that wasn't just a house, and here we are. It's like a Sunchang activity center type place. There's an auditorium here where my school did our festival. And yeah, like I said, flat tire was kind of not expecting that. But just like with the schools here and with everything else, you just got to be flexible all the time. So I thought we'd just stop right here and do the last little section. What I was talking about before is an opportunity for myself here in Korea. I actually applied to help with the incoming talk scholars, the 12th generation. And I was, I guess, accepted. I will be giving a lecture, a 2-hour lecture 4 times, as well as a 4.5, 5 day-ish practicum professor for the incoming student or incoming teachers to help acclimate them to Korea and to be ready to teach in a classroom. So my first lecture will be on like my talk classroom, mainly just how I run my class, what I find is good, what is bad, how to organize yourself to make your time here in Korea a lot better, a lot easier, and what actually helps the kids learn. And that's what really is important, is teaching the incoming teachers the stuff that I did wrong, that all my friends have done wrong, that we've learned from, to help them from making those mistakes. I'm pretty excited about it. I'll have to be going up there next Friday. All day Friday we'll be giving my lectures to 4 different groups of people, about 125 foreign students. And then I'll go back the following week, Friday through Thursday, for my practicum, where I will give them different topics to force them to teach numerous times. They'll teach in front of me and some other people. We'll give feedback, what they can improve on, what they did right, wrong. We went through that. It was kind of stressful for us, so I'm really excited to have the opportunity to help the next generation with that. Plus on top of that, getting paid for it. It's always good to supplement income here, and surprisingly getting paid more than I thought I would. So it's really awesome. They're paying for my travel. I get to stay in the dorms there, get free food for 5 days. It's all around a good deal. I'm really excited to go back and see some of the people who I learned from. My group leader Neil will be back. I'm pretty excited to go hang out with Neil. 6 months into Korea, I'm way more comfortable here, so actually going out in the town of Jocheon as opposed to being afraid of everything will be a nice change of pace also. And kind of explore that area. I'm sure there's tons of great restaurants and things that we never even knew existed. We were too afraid to leave the campus practically. But yeah, I'm really excited to go back and actually get to teach people, not necessarily my age, people 18 to whatever. I mean, there's not really a limit, 60 something, I believe what the website says. But mainly 18 to 25-ish, in that range, to actually give my information of what I've learned here, and I'm really excited about that. So that's kind of why I've been so busy lately and haven't been doing anything online. We've been working on that. I've been making some lesson plans to show, some demo classes to show, some different tapes and videos of myself teaching that I'll try to give to the students so they can see. Yeah, so that about sums up everything I had today. I just kind of rambled. There was no rhyme or reason to this video. I think it was just an excuse to get out on the bike since I've been locked inside for the winter, for the bike ride for most of it. And Jill was away, so I didn't have anything else to work on or do. I'll clean the house and surprise her when she gets home, but that's about it. So from here, I guess all my friends here in Korea and myself want to wish everybody a Happy New Year back home. I know it's the end of January for you, but it's the first day of the new year for us here, so just have a Happy New Year. We miss everybody. And enjoy your Super Bowl. I guess I'll have to watch it Monday morning and go to class around halftime because I do have to teach Monday, so hopefully the Broncos win. I know if Bobby's watching, she's cheering for the Broncos. Niners should have won it. So close. But anyway, Happy New Year, everybody. Talk to you soon.